What's up everybody, Brody here with Sew Yeah Quilting. Welcome back to our channel. If you're watching our video tutorials, but you're not watching our live videos here on our YouTube channel, you guys are missing out. Every Tuesday and Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, we have our Tuesday Newstash and our Saturday night fabric Destash. Please come join with us, watch the show, get your hands on the best quality fabrics in the market. We'll see you then. So, let's jump into our project for today. This quilt right here is our Sew Positive Quilt. This is made out of fat quarters with a little extra backing fabric. We have fat quarters here for you to get in the description below. We're gonna jump right into our cutting instructions, get this quilt knocked out. So for the quilt we're gonna make today, we're gonna be using our Purple Paradise bundle. Again, you can get this in the description below. We're gonna take each one of these fat quarters and we're gonna cut them into 5-inch strips, which is going to be giving us our squares that we have here. So that's what we're gonna do. So I got my first fat quarter laid down right here. I'm going to just trim it up so I can get some straight cuts. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut those 5-inch strips. So I lay this down right here, give it a cut, work my way down my mat. Basically we're just doing a little prep work so we can start on our blocks. Okay, so I've got these 3 cut, you can see here. And this piece right here, we're gonna use for our sashings in between our blocks here. So don't throw this out, keep this in your stash. We're gonna do the same thing with these other fat quarters. We'll be right back. Now as you can see here, I have my strip laid out and I'm going to cut it into now a 5-inch square. And work my way again down my strip. And repeat this process on each one of my strips for all of my fat quarters. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my white strips here and do the same thing. So I cut a few white strips out, which are going to be these here. Or you can also use a charm pack, whatever works for you. So now that I have some of my cutting done, what I'm gonna do is we need to subcut some of these squares we've just cut into a few smaller squares. We're basically building a 9 patch inside of a bigger 9 patch. So we're gonna do that right now. The little squares, I'm gonna pull these out of the way, are going to be 2 inches by 2 inches. And you're going to need, for each one of these blocks, you're going to need 4 of your accent color and you're gonna need 5 of your background color. So I'm gonna lay this down here and cut off 2 inches. Got my 2-inch strip here. You can then just kind of do your sub cutting, turn it sideways. Do another 2 inches. So I have a little square right here. Same thing. Just like that. So got my couple of white ones done. Then what I'm gonna do is grab my accent color here, or colors, because you're gonna have multiple of them. Set it down. Again, 2-inch strip turned into a 2-inch square. So 2 inches. Same thing here, another 2 inches. Get all your squares prepared, then you'll be able to start putting everything into the sewing portion of your quilt, which you're gonna jump into now. Now that everything's cut, I'm gonna show you how to put this together. Now the biggest thing, at least for me when I'm making a quilt, is when you're doing a lot of squares like this, it's easy to get confused and all of a sudden you've knocked out a couple of blocks that don't look how they're supposed to look. So what I like to do is lay everything down on my mat, how it's supposed to look, and then start my sewing. So what you need to do here is, I'm gonna start with my big 9 patch first. So I always do it like this. Just get this out of the way. We're gonna do background fabric on the outside, so on the outside corners. Then we're gonna do our accent fabric in the center. And it's vice versa when we work on our little 9 patch here up front in the center here. So we've done our white on the outside, we're gonna do our white on the inside now. I'm going to set this here, like this. And I'm going to do our color on the outside here, just like that. So I've got it laid out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sew my center 9 patch first. So I'm going to sew these together, then these together, then these together, sew my rows together, and then do the same process on the larger block. So we're going to jump right into that. Got my first one done here. Open it up. Put my next one on top. Same thing. All right, first row done. Going to the next one here. All right, strips are ready. Gonna flip these over here. Give them a little sew down one side, and then our first block is going to be complete. All right, everybody, finished my first block right here. Now, what I'm gonna do is I've got my other blocks to do. I'm gonna do those, and then we're gonna start sewing these together. All right, everybody, before I go ahead and start sewing my blocks together, I'm going to make a couple of sashing strips. So as you can see, we have our block here, and then each one is sashed, which also gives a cool effect here in the center. So what we're gonna do is, I have my background fabric, and then I also have 2 pieces of accent fabric that I'm going to be using. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just sew them right sides together with the white or whatever your accent is in the center of the 2 strips. So I'm going to put these together here, and you're going to sew them on the short edge. So I'm going to get them this edge here. Right sides together, stick them underneath our machine here. Like this. Get my thread pulled out. And just sew a quick 1/4 inch seam down one of the short sides. Then what I'm going to do, take this, open it up, turn it around, grab my other piece of accent fabric, which again we have in a fat quarter bundle, and 1/4 inch seam down the other side. Now this right here is going to give us the sashing that we're going to use in between blocks. So I'm going to finish up these. We're going to start putting our blocks together. I'll show you how it's coming along. I've got a couple of these put together. Now what I'm going to do to finish off this row is I'm going to add on right here the sashing strip that we just made. So I'm going to add that on. We'll add our last block, and then we're going to start putting our rows together, and you'll already have your sashing ready to rock and roll. So here we go. All right, so one more down. We're gonna jump into actually putting these together in our rows here. All right, everybody, just finished sewing on our last row of our Sew Positive quilt. This is how it turned out. Let us know in the comments if you like this version or this version right here better. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this across the building to our in-house long armor, which, as you can see on our website, sewyeahquilting.com, you can click on the link and you can send in your quilts to us. We'll quilt them right here in store, send them back to you. So I'm gonna take this across the building to our in-store long armor, have it finished. As always, we have instructions on how to make this quilt in the description below, along with the products that we showed you, like the fat quarter bundles. All you gotta do is open up that description below, click on the link, it'll take you right to our website, you can get it there. My name is Brody, teaching you how to sew like a pro. We'll see you next time here at Sew Yeah Quilting.